Alright guys, welcome back. My name's SnewJ. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're gonna do it a little different, right? We're in the wealthy city of Newport Beach. A lot of rich people walking around. Not only are we gonna ask them what they do for work and how much money they make, we're gonna test their ethics. We're gonna test their morals. Ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be a great video. Let's go. The holidays is amongst us all. Come on. We got our first contestant here. We didn't show it, but the first guy rejected us, but it's all good. Rejection means redirection. Let's keep going. What do you do for work?
I'm in the clothing business. I have a clothing line.
Okay, what's the clothing line?
It's called Rails.
How long you been doing that for?
17 years.
17 years. So obviously you love what you do, right?
Yep.
How much can one make per year doing that? In your position, owning a clothing company?
You can make millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
It's a long time to get there.
Yeah.
You gotta go through a lot of hard work and challenges and problem solving, but you gotta be energized and make a lot of good decisions along the way.
Yeah.
So nothing's guaranteed, but if you put in the hard work, it's possible you can make it.
If somebody cuts you off on the street, right? How do you normally respond when you're driving?
I sort of expect people to cut me off on the street, so it doesn't get me riled up. Good business lesson, because things come up all the time you don't expect, and you just gotta keep your cool.
I like that, yeah. If a homeless man asks you for money, what do you usually do?
I think it depends. If, you know, I'm from LA, you see homeless people are all over the place.
True,
so it's
true,
hard
yeah.
to address every person who's coming up to you, but I think we as a business, and me personally, I do a lot of philanthropy. That's a big part of what our business is about.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily do something for every person that comes my way, but I try to be thoughtful about how we give back to our community.
What is your biggest failure?
My biggest failure, I mean, I think there's business failures, which I've learned from. Like I had an order that was my first big order of 2,000 units. It got stolen right after I handed it over. We were almost on the verge of bankruptcy, and we like clawed our way out of it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But then also some personal failures along the way. You run a business, you sacrifice a lot of things.
Yeah.
Personal relationships, family relationships. So
if I wanted to get to your position, be an owner of a clothing brand, what are some of the first things I got to do? I know that you got to show up for yourself. I know you got to execute, but what are some like practical steps you would give someone? Maybe like a top 5. Like, is it like find the right vendor, or how do you find the right vendor?
Number one, there's no blueprint for success. There's no, just because somebody else did something a certain way doesn't mean you have to follow in their footsteps. I think you need to be creative, but in a commercial capacity. You have to understand, like, how do I do something that feels unique, but that also people are going to be attracted to?
Yeah.
There's no substitute for hard work. There's no fast track. You can't just be like, oh, I saw somebody on Instagram make a lot of money really quickly, and I'm going to do that in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You got to put in the work. Honestly, like, if you're from LA and you like Kobe Bryant, that mentality is really like
RIP,
what you need to do to, I think, put in the work every day and consistently get better.
Mamba mentality, yeah.
And I think be a great problem solver.
Problem solver.
And I think going back to your idea about like giving back, like having an emotional component to your life and your business and like what you're trying to do, and feel the human connection around what your business is
about. Have a reason why.
Yeah, it's not just about like financial gain. It's the journey to get there.
100%.
And that requires being like, have an emotional capacity too.
What do you do for work?
I'm a commercial real estate broker.
How long you been doing it for?
11 years.
11 years. How much can a commercial real estate broker make per year?
Oh, you know what? It's actually unlimited. That's the beauty of being commission-based. Commercial broker can make millions.
If you see a homeless man in the street asking for money, what do you do?
It varies, to be honest. Often I drive past, to be honest, or walk past. But I do give people. I was in Europe and I saw a guy picking cans out of the trash.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of leftover change. So I just walked up to him and gave it to him. I mean, I do find it difficult to give money to people when they're, you know, sitting around asking for it. But when I saw a guy walking around, he didn't look like he was doing too well, and he was trying to.
Yeah, it depends
trash.
on the circumstances.
Yeah, he was trying for cans to. I felt like, I don't know, I just felt moved to give him something. I mean, that's just one way to give back, right? There's many different ways of giving back as well, right?
100%, yeah.
If you're religious, you know, you give back to your church or through a ministry like that, right? There's lots of different ways of giving back.
Yeah.
Too. It's not just a homeless guy.
Do you give back to charities or?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Describe like your greatest failure.
When I was really young, I was in development and I built and lost quite a bit of money on my very first deal, and it kind of knocked me down.
How much money did you lose?
We lost 250 grand.
Sheesh.
Yeah, when I was 23.
But you learn from it, right?
Yeah.
And what do you do for work?
I actually work for Macy's.
Macy's?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been doing that for?
I worked for Macy's for 25 years.
That's a lot of years,
a long time, I know. Yeah.
What's your position there?
Yeah, I'm a regional for them, so I cover about 108 stores.
100?
Across, yeah.
180 you said?
100, yeah.
Wow. How much can one make in that position, in your position?
You can make, significant money. I'd say very significant money if you stay, with the company and work for a long time. So, Say six figures.
6 figures for sure.
Yeah,
okay. Now let me ask you this. I'm gonna kind of test your ethics here.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
gosh.
if you see a homeless man on the street asking for money, what do you usually do in that scenario?
A lot of times I give homeless people money. I mean, it just kind of depends on the moment, the time, where you're at. But I think it's hard out here in life, and I think especially in big cities, it's really hard to, you know, people want to say, oh, get a job. It's not that easy just to get a job. And anybody that makes minimum wage in LA, it's not easy to have a home.
Have you ever done anything in your career to help you get ahead that kind of tested like your morals and ethics?
I think that's like one of the things I've always tried to stand by is not to do anything that would test my morals and ethics. Like it's just not the way to grow or to become better. And I believe a lot in karma.
Yeah.
So I think if
energy.
you're a good person and you treat others well and you really come from a place of just wanting other people to be successful, you'll be more successful.
Yeah. No, we like that. Oh, what do you do for work?
I'm a firefighter.
Firefighter. Nice. Well, thank you. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
How long you been doing it for?
21 years.
21 years. So how much can a firefighter make per year?
It varies by department, but it's a good living.
Is it over 6 figures or?
It's over 6 figures.
Okay, over 6 figures.
Once you get listed in the, once it's been a few years.
If somebody cuts you off on the street while driving, how do you normally respond?
It's a 50-50. Depends on my mood. Most of the times I let it go, but sometimes I don't react well.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
okay. At least you're honest. At least you're honest.
But I'm not gonna get road rage or chase him or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I feel that. Was there anything that you ever did in your career that kind of tested like your ethics and morals to get ahead?
Never.
Always truthful.
Not once.
Okay.
Especially in my line of work, there's no room for any deviation.
If you see a homeless man on the street asking for money, how do you normally react to that, or like what do you do?
We deal with homeless people all the time at work.
Yeah.
I'm empathetic. You know, you just don't know.
Yeah.
Again, it's a mixed bag, you know.
Yeah.
Some people need help and want help, and some people feel that they don't need help.
If you were to go back and look at your 20-year-old self in the face right now, what advice would you give him?
Get yourself a job in the fire department a lot sooner than when I started.
Okay, there you go. What do you do for work?
So I am a model. Right now I'm working as a realtor.
With everything that you're doing right now, how much can one make per year?
Well, I mean, modeling can go a lot of different ways. It could be like online content creation, social media. So I feel like people can make up to like 6 figures, have my own apartment and my own car.
Yeah.
I get to travel. So I'm able to like maintain myself.
No, for sure. Now I'm gonna ask you a couple questions that kind of like test your ethics. If you see a homeless man on the street asking for money, what do you usually do?
I mean, I'll either offer them like extra coins that I have or like dollar bills, or I'll offer them if I could get them food.
Let's say you're driving, right, and somebody cuts you off, curses at you. How do you normally respond?
I'm probably flipping out in my car.
Really? Okay.
But I keep going about my way because people are crazy. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. What is like your biggest failure?
Senior year in high school, after I graduated, I went to like a military academy.
Okay.
West Point. That was like my dad's dream, but that wasn't my dream. When I felt like I quit, even though that wasn't like a failure for me, it was still hard to come back. Because I grew up around here in the like local to Santa Ana, that's where I'm from.
Okay.
So it's a big deal for me to go to a university like that. That was hard for me.
What do you do for work?
I own an optical business, and I'm a high glass frame designer.
So optical business, glass frame designer.
Design all the glasses for Bugatti, if you've ever heard
Bugatti,
of the car.
yeah, of course, yeah.
I've made over 1,000 pair of glasses for Elton John.
Elton John, okay, that's awesome. How much can one make in your position per year doing what you do?
I'm 84 years old.
84,
Right.
you look good.
Yeah. Several million.
Several million, okay. If you see a homeless man on the street, he's asking for money, what do you usually do?
Run? Am I in LA or am I here?
Anywhere.
If I'm in LA, or I get the f*** out of there.
Okay, you run.
Yeah.
Okay, in LA.
Here I might make a donation.
Okay, you're driving, right? Somebody cuts you off, disrespects you, curses at you. How do you normally respond?
I don't respond.
You don't respond. If you were to go back in time and look at your 20-year-old self in the face and give him advice, what would you tell him?
I wouldn't change anything in my life.
I love that. I don't think you guys understand Larry. He's being low key, but we looked up his IG, and just to be clear, I don't know if you can see, but he's actually the creator of Chrome Hearts. What do you do for work?
I am a personal stylist and I am a curve model.
Okay, cool.
So.
How much can one make doing that per year?
Probably
with everything
right
combined.
Under. Probably right under 6 figures a year. I haven't really done the math.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Okay.
And I've gotten work with big companies like Savage Fenty, Third Love, loads of companies. It's been amazing. As far as personal styling goes, Really depends on what like level you're at. Right now, I'm a personal stylist for a large French designer.
What is like your biggest failure?
I'm my own worst enemy, and I have a fear, not a fear of failure, but I have a fear of success. My thing is, okay, what if it does happen? What do I go from there?
Yeah.
So I hold myself back a lot more than I should.
Say somebody cuts you off on the street. How do you react?
So I used to get like really angry really quick. But I've really kind of embodied this mindset where I look and I go, if I see somebody cutting me off or speeding around or whatever, I think, okay, well, I hope everything's okay in their life.
Yeah.
And I hope they get where they need to be safely, and I hope that nothing's wrong.
If you see a homeless man on the street asking for money, what do you do?
I usually offer to buy him some food, grab him like some clothes, stuff like that. So I actually, I usually this time of year especially, I keep like little like kits in my car, extra blankets, things like that. So.
What do you do for work?
Well, I have different businesses.
What kind of businesses would you?
Consulting businesses,
Consulting.
like land development businesses.
Oh wow.
I've had tax offices with my wife.
So you're the real deal, huh?
We have a couple of car washes.
Entrepreneur. How much in your position with all those businesses, how much can one make per year doing that?
On the development stuff in the last maybe 8-9 years, $12 million.
12 million. Wow. If you see a homeless man on the street and he's asking for money, what do you usually do?
Because obviously you have empathy for somebody that is in that situation. You don't know how they got there, so it's not for me to judge them. That's for the Lord to judge them. It really depends. Like if they're not asking me for anything, but you know, I go up to them. Sometimes I'll give them money, but I was always told that, and this is probably not the best analogy, but you don't feed the birds, right? Because then they become dependent on that food.
Interesting. Yeah.
You want people. And this is from the Bible. You give a man a fish, you feed him for the day. Yeah. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for life.
Is there anything that you did to move up in your career that like kind of went against your morals? If so, what was it?
No, because I've always I feel that if you stay true to your principles, have integrity, that good things will come your way.
What do you do for work?
I'm retired now, but I was a real estate appraiser for almost 40 years.
Okay.
But I retired in 2014.
How much can one make per year doing that?
Typically, an appraiser should make at least $100,000.
100,000. If you see a homeless man, you know, on the street asking for money, what do you usually do?
Well, I don't support them on the street asking for money because that's like putting a Band-Aid on this big open wound.
Yeah.
I know there's programs available to help people. The problem is they don't want to participate, and that's why they're still out there on the street. But giving them $1 or $5 or $10, that's just promoting them staying there in that situation.
If somebody cuts you off on the street while driving, how do you normally respond?
I forgive them.
You forgive them?
You know what I think? I used to get mad at people because I drive a lot as an appraiser. Yeah. But I realized I'm always mad because someone's always doing something stupid. So now what I do is I think my mom would have done something like that.
What do you do for work?
I am a fitness trainer.
Fitness trainer. Okay. And this is your own business?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the business name?
Amp Fitness.
How much can one make per year doing that in your position?
I make $200 an hour.
If you were to see a homeless man on the street asking for money, how do you normally respond to that?
I usually offer like food.
Okay.
I know that sounds like weird, but I offer food.
Like just to get ahead in your career, were you ever tested with your morals and ethics?
There's always those like moral decisions that you always have to make, and what's good and what's not good, what's inappropriate, what's appropriate, right? That's in every business.
So what's up, man? I'm SnewJ.
Hey, I'm Walter, man.
Nice to meet you, man. What do you do for work?
I'm a product designer, so digital product designer.
Okay.
Yeah, currently work for a medical company.
How much can one make in your position per year?
So it depends. Probably up to like 160.
160? Okay.
160K.
You see a homeless man on the street asking for money, what do you usually do?
If I don't have the change, I'll probably just keep walking.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Is there something that you did in your career that helped you get ahead, that kind of tested your morals and ethics?
Maybe there was a time I contracted and it was for a company that worked for some of their clients were like military companies. Yeah. So something I probably questioned myself afterwards.
All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the holiday edition testing Millionaires, rich people, wealthy people's ethics, morals. Like the video, always helps us out. Make sure you subscribe. We did learn a lot of things today, you know. Everyone has different beliefs, perspectives on how they should, you know, treat other people and whatnot. But come on, take a walk with me. Take a walk with me. But anyway, stay safe this holiday season. There's a lot of crazy drivers out there. There's a lot of crazy taxis. There's a lot of crazy people. But remember, you know, hang out with your loved ones, be with your loved ones. Take care of yourself, your spiritual, your mental, your physical. And remember, always be the best that you can be. Strive to be the greatest, because you're only promised one life. All I want for Christmas is SnewJ.
You tell me I'm something you need, but baby, you know that I'm bad for you, yeah. Why you gotta be so naive? If I treat you like one I don't want, then you know I'm just so hard to please. I lie to your face to get what I want, babe. Somehow you keep calling to me.